Rain trickled down the cracked window of their small apartment in the low-income district of Crestwood. Inside, Lily and Logan, 7-year-old twins with tangled hair and worn-out shoes, sat quietly at the kitchen table, practicing their spelling words by candlelight. Their mother, exhausted from her third job of the day, was asleep on the couch, still wearing her waitress apron. The flickering candlelight cast long shadows over the room, but the longest shadow was the emptiness the twins felt every time someone asked, "Where's your dad?" They had no answer, because there had never been one. The next morning at Crestwood Elementary, the halls were buzzing with excitement. It was Family Role Model Day, a much celebrated tradition where students brought in their parents to share stories of what they did, how they inspired their children, and why they were proud to be a family. Kids laughed and ran around in costumes. Some wore toy stethoscopes to match their moms' real ones. Others wore construction helmets like their dads. Proud families posed together, arms wrapped around one another. Smiles filled the school gymnasium like balloons. But in one lonely corner stood Lily and Logan, silent, awkward, and alone. Their classmates took notice. "Hey Logan, where's your dad?" sneered Jeremy, a boy who never missed a chance to tease. Logan shifted uncomfortably. We don't have one." Lily spoke up, "Our mom works too much. She couldn't come today." Jeremy laughed, "So no mom and no dad? What, did you two grow out of a garbage can or something?" A few nearby kids giggled. The twins' cheeks burned with embarrassment. Their teacher, Ms. Campbell, rushed in to defuse the situation, placing gentle hands on their shoulders. "Let's all be kind. Everyone's family is different, remember?" But the damage had been done. During lunch, while everyone sat with their families enjoying homemade sandwiches and fresh juice, Lily and Logan picked at their peanut butter crackers, sitting at the edge of the playground under an old tree. A wind blew through, scattering leaves across their laps. "I'm tired of being the only kids without a dad," Lily whispered. "Me too," Logan sighed. "Why did they even make this dumb day?" Lily glanced around, watching fathers in uniform, suits, and flannels laugh and throw footballs with their kids. A sudden idea sparked in her eyes. "What if we just asked someone?" she said. "Asked someone to be our dad?" Logan blinked. "Just for school. Like pretend. Just so we don't have to sit alone anymore." Logan thought for a moment. But who would even do that? Who'd say yes? The two sat in silence until the school bell rang. After class, they met their mom at the bus stop and helped her carry her cleaning cart downtown. Every evening, after her second job, she cleaned the offices in the city. The twins often came along, doing their homework in waiting rooms and elevators. That night, something different happened. As they entered the lobby of the towering Grayson Industries building, Lily and Logan froze near the marble floor fountain. A man walked through the spinning doors, trailed by assistants. He looked young, maybe 30, but walked with the authority of a king. His tailored black suit glinted under the lights, and his face was calm, unreadable, like someone who had seen too much too young. "Who's that?" Lily asked, barely whispering. Their mom looked up while wiping a mirror. "That's Mr. Grayson Cole. He owns this building. Some say he's the youngest billionaire in the country. Lost his parents young. Built everything from scratch. Lives alone, I think." Logan's eyes widened. "He's alone too." Lily leaned in. "What if he's the one?" "No way," Logan said, shaking his head. "He's a billionaire, Lily. He won't even talk to us." But the idea had already planted itself in her heart like a stubborn seed. The next few nights, the twins watched the entrance of the building during their mom's shift. And then, 3 days before the school's next event, Dads and Donuts, they saw him again. Alone, stepping into the lobby with a coffee in hand. Lily grabbed Logan's hand. "This is it," she whispered. "What if he says no? Then at least we tried." And with that, they stepped into the billionaire's path, two brave, trembling figures about to make the most unexpected request of his entire life. Grayson Cole tapped at his phone as he crossed the gleaming white lobby of Grayson Industries, his signature black suit catching the early morning sunlight pouring through the glass facade. His mind was flooded with meetings, investment deals, and board presentations. Billion-dollar decisions awaited him on the 32nd floor. But just as he passed the front desk, he noticed two small figures standing nervously in front of the elevator. The boy held a folded piece of paper in his fist. The girl clutched her backpack straps so tightly her knuckles were pale. They were familiar somehow. Grayson slowed. "Do you two need help?" The girl took a step forward. "Are you, Mr. Grayson Cole?" He blinked. Yes, that's me. She took a deep breath. We're Lily and Logan. We see you here a lot. Our mom works nights cleaning your offices. Grayson nodded slowly, now recognizing them. Ah, so you're Helen's kids. They nodded in unison. He smiled politely. What can I do for you? Logan hesitated, then unfolded the crumpled flyer from his pocket and held it out with shaking hands. This is for Dads and Donuts Day at our school. Grayson took the flyer and scanned it. A school event, coffee, donuts, and a celebration of fatherhood. We don't have a dad, Lily said quietly. And our mom's working again that day. We were wondering, if you'd pretend to be our dad, Logan finished quickly. There was a long pause. Grayson stared at them, not sure he had heard correctly. You want me to come to your school as your dad? Just for 1 hour, Lily added quickly. We don't want to be the only ones without someone again. We don't want anything else, Logan promised. Just someone to sit with. Maybe bring a donut. The billionaire stood silent, his mind suddenly blank for the first time in years. He was used to being approached for deals, funding, media appearances. But no child had ever asked him for something so honest, so simple, and so heartbreakingly pure. Not money, not fame, just presence. He looked down at their hopeful faces. Despite their small size, they stood bravely, willing to be rejected, ridiculed, or ignored. Grayson lowered himself to one knee so he was eye level with them. Does your mom know you're asking me this? Lily nodded. No, but we'll tell her if you say yes. Will there be other dads there? He asked. Logan smiled slightly. Yeah, lots, but none like you. Grayson chuckled at that. That's probably true. He looked at the flyer again. Friday, 9 a.m., Crestwood Elementary. All right, he said finally. I'll come. Their jaws dropped. You mean it? Lily whispered. I mean it. I'll bring donuts too. Not the cheap kind. Logan gasped. You're awesome. Lily suddenly wrapped her arms around Grayson's neck in a tight hug. It took him a moment to return it, but when he did, it felt strangely right. Their mother rounded the corner at that exact moment, having seen none of what happened. Lily, Logan, what are you? She stopped short, eyes going wide at the sight of her employer kneeling with her children. Mr. Cole, I'm so sorry if they bothered you. I had no idea. Grayson stood and offered her a calm smile. It's all right, Helen, your children are very brave. They just extended an invitation. One I've accepted. She blinked, unsure what to say. An invitation to Dads and Donuts. I'll be there. Friday morning. Helen's mouth opened and closed a few times before tears welled in her eyes. Thank you, sir. I don't even know what to say. No need. Just be proud. You've raised two incredibly thoughtful kids. He turned to the twins. I'll see you both Friday. Make sure to save me a seat. As he walked away, pulling his phone back out, he made one quick call. Kate, he said to his assistant, clear my Friday morning. And find me the best donut shop in town. Is this about a meeting? It's about something far more important, he replied. The twins stood frozen, hands still linked, barely able to believe what just happened. They didn't know it yet, but they had just changed the life of a man who thought he had everything. And they were about to change the entire school. The school cafeteria was buzzing again, this time with powdered sugar, sprinkles, and laughter. Students sat at tables with their dads, but this time, Logan and Lily had someone too. Grayson Cole arrived not just in a designer suit, but with a box of gourmet donuts and two giant teddy bears. When he walked in, conversations halted. Teachers, students, and parents stared as the billionaire pulled up two tiny chairs and sat between the twins. Is that him? Someone whispered. The teacher, nearly dropping her coffee, blinked in disbelief. That's Grayson Cole. The Grayson Cole. He laughed and poured the twins' juice boxes like it was the most natural thing in the world. Logan grinned. We told you we'd find someone. And when the principal asked Grayson, half jokingly, if he had any words for the students, he stood. Some kids have their parents every day. Others only have them in their hearts. But family isn't about blood. It's about showing up. These two, he placed a hand on the twins' shoulders, are family now. The entire room stood in applause. Even the kids who once laughed stared, speechless. Outside, reporters who had caught wind of his visit waited eagerly. But Grayson waved them off. This wasn't about headlines, he said quietly, buckling the twins into the backseat of his sleek car. It was about donuts, and two brave kids who asked for something the world rarely does anymore, kindness. From that day forward, Grayson never missed another school event. The twins never sat alone again. And their story became one of the most heartwarming headlines of the year, not because of money, but because of one man's simple, powerful answer. Yes, I'll be your dad. The morning of Dads and Donuts arrived with golden sunlight streaming across the Crestwood Elementary lawn. Children buzzed with excitement, tugging their dads through the doors, proudly showing them off like superheroes. But when a sleek black car pulled into the school parking lot and Grayson Cole, billionaire, businessman, and media mystery, stepped out holding 2 boxes of gourmet donuts and wearing a humble smile, the school fell into stunned silence. He wasn't flanked by security. He didn't bring cameras. He came alone, for Lily and Logan. Grayson sat beside the twins, laughing with them, listening to their jokes, even wiping a bit of frosting off Logan's nose. And when the principal jokingly asked if he wanted to share a few words, Grayson stood and gave a speech no one would forget. Family isn't always who we're born to. Sometimes, it's who we choose. And sometimes, it's who chooses us. The applause was thunderous, not because he was rich, but because he had shown up when it mattered. From that day on, Grayson Cole never missed a school event. He didn't just attend, he participated. Science fairs, recitals, even parent-teacher meetings. Lily and Logan were no longer the kids without a dad. They were the kids with the dad, one who chose them over boardrooms and headlines. As for Grayson, the twins filled a void he hadn't even known existed. In giving them a father, he had found something far more valuable than anything in his empire, a family. And so, what began as a simple, shy request turned into something life-changing, for all 3 of them. Because sometimes, the smallest voices ask the biggest questions, and the right answer can change the course of a life forever.